Hello everybody. Well, Kyle and I are here to do what I'll call a 1000 or 1072 hour update review on the Kubota Mini SCL1000. So we did jot down a bunch of pros and cons we're going to go over with you. We bought the machine about 21 months ago, and it's got 1072 hours. So Kyle, why don't you jump on there and tell us what we need to know.
Well, what we really like about the machine is you got this thing that you can adjust the auxiliary flow. I don't know of any other mini skid that you can do that. You got the service reminders, which are not only handy but very easy to reset when the time comes. You got this, despite the narrow stance, you still have the wide track, so it's phenomenal in wet ground and doing minimal damage to yards. You got these controls, which are very easy to operate. You can throw anyone on this that has ever run any sort of a machine and they can get the hang of it pretty quick, whereas other sort of mini skids are not quite as user-friendly, or you need 3 hands or something to operate. But I really like that. You got the buttons here for whatever hydraulics you have in the front. Power Co., the dealer we bought it from, has been overall pretty impressive. Easy to deal with, and have helped us through some of the little growing pains the machine in general's had. You got these attachment hookups. I don't know if other mini skids have these, but our other machines don't, where you can relieve the pressure just by pushing them in. That way they're easy to get back on the next time. It's far more comfortable to operate and a smoother ride than a lot of competitive machines. Like, I was running a Toro TX1000 the other day, and it worked fine, but it just wasn't quite as smooth as this. It didn't have the shock absorber, which is nice. I really like that it's got no key. It's just got a passcode that if you let it sit for more than 10 minutes, you need to sit off for 10 minutes. You need to put the passcode in. If not, you just flip that switch and you're ready to go. The cons is it's narrower than I think it needs to be. It's got the 36-inch stance, which has been handy 5 or 6 times, but all the other times it's just a little bit too tippy, and it's rolled over a lot more than other people I know who have other machines that sit at 40 or 48-inch wide. The hood here is obviously got some flaws.
Is this factory?
No, we had to add that aftermarket. The hood is plastic versus a lot of other ones have metal. There was a latch up here that broke off. We kept having to adjust it, but it eventually broke off. That's supposed to go on there. Now at first we were a little rougher on it than we realized we should be. So I think if we were to get a new hood, that would be remedied by just being easier on it. It's got the headlight on the hood I really like though. One thing that's kind of a burden is the parking brake. You need to have weight on this, which isn't a big deal 99% of the time, but every now and again, if you get it stuck or wedged up against something and you can't have pressure on that, you got to throttle it down, disengage the parking brake, and then re-engage it, and it only lasts for a few seconds, so it's kind of annoying. But overall pretty decent. It turns on automatically when you get off of that. Repairs we've had to make. The exhaust here has broken a couple of times. We're on our 3rd exhaust, and come to find out that it had something to do with the flywheel housing. And when the last time they fixed it, they had to have the machine for a week and got it all fixed up and did a good job, but still had it down for a week. The hood latch, as I covered there before. We did have to have a computer update right off the bat that I think anyone who's had these machines for a little bit is familiar with, and they've taken care of overall, I'm pretty sure, for everyone, but still throw us for a loop and doesn't mean it won't happen again. These black handles get unbearably hot in the summer, so we put some tape on this one. When they're sitting in the sun, you almost can't even touch the things. This joystick had to get replaced, and it was a recall, so Kubota's familiar with it, so hopefully they cover that in the future, but it did have to get replaced at one point for us. The tracks we've been very impressed with. We got about 850 hours out of the first set of tracks, which is far more than other people I know personally. I'm sure it has a lot to do with what type of terrain you're driving on versus how good the tracks themselves are, but definitely seem very good comparative to what I've seen other machines have. What we would change if we could is we would definitely do away with the narrow stance. It might be useful to some people, but isn't really useful to us. So I would compensate for a wider stance for sure, make it a little less tippy. It's got a little bit too much computers for my liking. I don't understand them well enough, but I'm sure somebody smarter than me does. Overall, pretty impressed with the machine and would be willing to get another one if we needed to. So, I think that's it.
All right, well, let's see it move some logs quick. Okay, thanks, Kyle. For those of you that are still watching, we have a brand new video and a 100-hour review video of this thing that I'll link in the comments below. Have a good one.